Hello, it's Sunday and it's time for my mental health vlog. And I don't really have a lot to talk about because I haven't gone anywhere or done anything this week because of fucking COVID. I have never had COVID before, I don't think. So this has been a very interesting experience, finally understanding all the things that people were talking about, like lack of taste. Eating is hard. Nothing tastes good. Everything kind of makes me want to vomit. I drank a protein shake today just because we went and picked up a burger from a drive-thru just because we needed something, and I got like 3 bites into it and I'm like, So I had a protein shake. I had to have something because yesterday I didn't eat. I had a package of graham crackers yesterday, and I know I had something else in the morning, but I don't remember what it was. Not enough to sustain the day. So the lack of protein is adding to the COVID fog, which is very, very real, where I told somebody at work last week, I'm like, my memory is shit on the best of days. You put this COVID fog stuff, I can't remember a damn thing. I was doing good to remember it was Sunday. So we're stuck in the house and we're bored. And my son's not here because he's supposed to be here on the weekends, and I haven't seen him since before we left for the cruise. And he's been grounded, so he hasn't had his phone, so he hasn't been responding to any text or anything. And I've asked his dad to have him give me a call a couple of times, and that hasn't happened yet. It's really frustrating when I can't get a hold of my son and I want to get a hold of my son. But truth be told, even if he had his phone, he'd answer it, we'd talk for 10 seconds, and then he'd be done and want to get off the phone, because that's just how he is, and he gets that from me. I hate talking on the phone too. But I'm like, at least reply to the fucking text messages. Don't just leave me on red. It's very frustrating. And honestly, I haven't had the energy to deal with it. I miss him. I did have therapy this week. And it was nice because we talked about some of the revelations I had on the cruise, which I talked about last week with y'all. And we talked a little bit about my step work again, just because it's stalled. And we had some really good revelations about that. One of them was the fact that my 5th step is admitting to others what I discovered were my defects of character in my 4th step. And I talked about the fact that I struggled with this because a lot of the defects of character that I identified were old me, not new me, but I still need to count them. And as I'm working on my 5th step, I keep adding things to my 4th step. And I'm like, okay, at some point I just have to be done. Like, I have to be done for now. Like, it's good enough to move on. So I guess it's a good thing that I'm continuing the self-reflection that I need. But at the same time, I think it's also a lot to do with procrastination, which is a defect of character of mine. Quelle surprise. But I did look up some stuff today because I was determined to move it forward with it again. So I did look up some stuff today and wrote some stuff down. So I have started my 5th step officially, which, took me a year. Not even a year. I promised myself at the beginning of 2023 that I would complete my 4th and 5th steps. And I completed my 4th and not my 5th. So I am determined to get that done the first half of this year. I'm determined to get this done the first quarter of this year. So that's something I've set for myself. Worked on patches today because a lot of those have come in for ordering. I got some new designs listed. My fiance's been playing a video game. I've been watching him play a video game. We've been watching television. We've been watching movies. We are bored. We are so bored. We just woke up from a nap, honestly. And it's like, we're not really tired. We're just bored. So let's go to sleep and make time go by faster. He's looking to see now if we can download some stuff to watch this evening. But it's frustrating for me I'm very much a person that if I'm stuck captive somewhere, I will go cabin crazy. I like to get up, I like to go, I like to do. So, yeah. We winterize the house because we have a really strong cold front coming in in about an hour or two, actually, and it's going to get really ridiculously cold here in Houston. Thoughts and prayers for the power grid. I wonder if Ted Cruz is on the way to Cancun yet. Oh, he's such a little dick. I did talk to my sponsor a little bit this week, because something I've been debating in my head is, because I'm coming up on my 4-year of sobriety. January 15th will be 4 years of sobriety. And again, sobriety is defined in Sex Addicts Anonymous by the items that you have listed in your inner circle that are toxic, unhealthy sexual habits. If you avoid those habits, you are considered sober. And everything that I have in my inner circle, I have absolutely avoided. But as time has gone on, I made the comment to my fiance, I'm like, sobriety's too easy now. And I noticed that now that I've got more of a social media presence, like on Instagram, while I'm promoting my business, and my business is sexy and flirty, and it does attract a lot of that kind of attention. I did add something to my inner circle this week with my sponsor, which is something I've been battling around in my head for a while. So the new item in my inner circle is continuing online conversations with strangers when it reaches a sexual nature. Because there have been times where I have had people message me, bots, spam, real people, I don't know. And I'll talk back and forth, and the conversations will sometimes turn very sexual, and I don't always cut them down when I should. And I've struggled with that for a while. And I realize, I'm like, it's no different than being on the apps, than having those conversations. And I mean, yes, I'm not talking to these people with the concept of hooking up, which is what the apps are for, mostly, but it's definitely dangerous territory for me. So I decided to add that to my inner circle. That will make sobriety a little more challenging, but with almost 4 years under my belt, I am hell-bent determined to keep it. So this was not something, adjusting your circles is not something that you do lightly, and you absolutely want to do it with your sponsor. So this was, like I said, something I've been thinking about for a while. I talked about in one of the last meetings I went to. I don't even remember when the last meeting was. It was between travel and sickness and whatnot. I miss my group. I really do miss my group. I had one of them today that's like, okay, what do you need? We can drop it off at Claw's Length at your front door. Like, what do you need? And I'm like, honestly, if we need anything, we can get it delivered. We're doing good. And I just don't want the chance of anybody coming over here and catching anything that we have. I believe I only have COVID. My fiance went to urgent care. He has COVID, RSV, and they're undetermined if he has strep or not. So that's weird to be undetermined, but they've got him on a Z-Pack and some medicine for coughing that will just knock your ass out. So he's got that. I'm just suffering through. I don't want to go to the doctor. I don't feel the need to go to the doctor because my mindset is, if Chris has something, I have something. So I meant to say my fiance. My fiance has something, I have something. So I'm just kind of struggle through together. I do not believe I have the RSV though, because I feel bad for him. His chest muscles are going to be so swole after this workout that he's been getting for the past couple of weeks of coughing so much and just abusing his chest and coughing up God knows what. And it's not his fault, because it's just how he coughs. It's very, very jarring and loud. And every time he does it, I jump. And for the past couple of days, my back has been out. Today is like the first day where it has felt kind of normal, thank God, because that's made this substantially worse. But like every time he coughs, I jump and I tense up because it's jarring and it startles me, and then my back hurts. I'm like, and it's not his fault. I don't blame him for it. It just is a very unfortunate circumstance. So, I took some time last night and I uploaded some new designs that I had that I needed to get done for Burley Bottom Designs. And then today I started turning all of the designs that I acquired from AD After Dark, which are more of the text-based art, putting those onto hats, embroidered onto hats, because I think that there's a viable market for that. I mean, there's got to be a viable market for something. Some of this shit's got to start selling at some point. My fiance is like, you need to be patient, because I get frustrated because I'm getting inundated with orders from FD Designs, which is my patch business, and Burley Bottoms, it's so slow. And he's like, you have to keep in mind, you've had FD Designs out there for like 7 or 8 years. So there's already traffic and coding and all that tech jargon stuff that, drives people to that site. It's like, you just don't have that yet for Burley Bottoms. And I'm like, I know, but I want it now. Grant me patience right now. And he's like, honestly, and you love it. You have so much fun doing it. You're not hurting anything. You're not losing any money except for the stuff you buy for yourself to promote, which is tax deductible. He's like, so just keep on. And I'm like, I do enjoy it. I have a lot of fun drawing. I really do. And I have a lot of fun promoting the brand. And the brand is fun. I love it. I really do. My great aunt passed away. This was my mother's mother, so my maternal grandmother's twin sister. She was in her 90s. I honestly have no idea how old she was. And my mother and her brother went to Alabama for the funeral. And I haven't said this to her, but I have to imagine that this was really hard for her, because this was her mother's twin. So not only was she losing an aunt, she was kind of losing one of the last connections she had to grandma. So I can only imagine how hard that would be for her. I did talk to her the other night when she got back from Alabama, and I had just gotten a text message from my sister that said, just got off the phone with mom. Mom sounds happy. She had some good brother time, and I totally understand what that's like, because I need that from time to time too. And no sooner did the text come in than mom called me. And I answered, and sure enough, she sounded really good. She sounded happy. I mean, just coming back from a funeral, it's a little weird. And she had had a cocktail. But she was really happy. And you could tell that time with my uncle really, really benefited her. And funny enough, my mother just sent me a message about eating soup. Oh, soup sounds really good. I wasn't really close with that aunt. I think I saw her a handful of times growing up. I knew of her family, her side of the family. I was never really close with any of them, but for my mom, it was her aunt and her cousins. One of my aunt's daughter was a minister. She was a lawyer and then a minister. And I did not know this, but she actually performed the funeral. She performed the service, or she led the service. I don't know what the proper term is for that. Wow. To do your mother's funeral. Wow. That's, one of the mom said one of the tricks that she used for herself is she never referred to her as mom. She referred to her by her name. And I think that is absolutely how she got through it, by like making that division. Like, I'm doing a job, this is the deceased. And then mom also said she didn't look up at anybody, because I think she felt if she made contact with anybody and they were crying, she'd have lost it. And I get it, I totally get it. I've been asked to sing at my sister's wedding. I've been asked to sing at some family members' funerals, and there were tears, there was crying. But when I needed to do what I needed to do, I was able to compartmentalize that part and do that for a very short period of time. But to be able to organize and present over your mother's funeral, man, I could not imagine at all. So I have mad respect for my aunt, second cousin. I don't know, I'm from the South, we just say family. I have cousins that aren't cousins. I have aunts and uncles that are actually cousins. And I have a loop in my family tree, but we're not gonna talk about that right now. Don't worry, it's not blood related. So I'm gonna go downstairs, try and stay comfortable, try and eat some soup or something. I need something. I can't live on protein shakes. I don't know how my fiance does it. I'm just gonna try and get through this crap. I'm sitting here sweating because I think my fever's coming back again. Yay. So I'm gonna take some Tylenol. Check on your friends, make sure they're doing okay. It's gonna be cold tonight. If I was gonna offer our house to anybody if they lose power, but I don't think that that's the smartest thing since this house is an incubus of virus. But please make sure your house is prepared as much as you can. Please make sure you're prepared as much as you can for this cold front. And it's not just Texas, it's all over the place. This cold is hitting and it's hitting hard. So we all know Texas can't handle this shit. That's been proven time and time again. Check on your loved ones, make sure they're doing okay. I really enjoyed talking to my mom this week, and I need to do that more often. Just hearing her voice is nice, because at some point just hearing her voice is nice. And check on yourself. I'm going stir crazy, but I have tried to be productive with this time that I'm stuck at home. And that's really all you can do, because you're either doing stuff or you're bored. So there's that. All right, I'm gonna go chill. Thank you guys for listening. Happy New Year, and I will talk with you guys next Sunday.